is aging 10. James is locked and loaded, ready to begin. He's the king of boating, got his gear in tow. Eagle one in the air, let the RF flow. Rolling through the static, he's a thunderous storm. Tuning into signals like it's blood to the norm. The night is young, the pilot's fierce. James is in the zone with a heart that never fears. James the king of Buddha, shredding through the night. Power up the rig, let the radio ignite. 1810, he's screaming through the air. Calling all you hands to your even dare. James the king of Buddha, heavy metal soul, crushing every activation, rocking out of control. In, but James is on the hunt. See you blasting loud, this ain't no simple stunt. Ripping up the airwaves, every call sign's clear. James is raising hell, the king of atmosphere. From the beats to the box, he's a warrior of sound. Every cue is source of battle, every contact's crowned. Radio's on fire like a beast off his chain. James is here to conquer, there's thunder in his veins. James the king of Buddha, shredding through the night. Power up the rig, let the radio ignite. 1810, he's screaming through the air. Calling all you hands, do you even dare? James the king of Buddha, heavy metal soul, crushing every activation, rocking out of control. Drums crashing hard, a symphony of steel. James is the commander, making airwaves kneel. Signal screaming loud, bending to his will in the realm of Buddha. James is king of the hill. James the king of Buddha, shredding through the night. Power up the rig, let the radio ignite. 1810, he's screaming through the air. Calling all you hands, do you even dare? James the king of Buddha, heavy metal soul, crushing every activation, rocking out of control. For you.
What is up, Ham Radio? Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. It means it's time for a little bit of shenanigans. And you can't have shenanigans without a great intro and without thanking these guys here. They are absolutely awesome, awesome people. And, you know, I'm already starting to plan some of the Patreon meetups for next year. I've already been talking with some Patreons and working on some things. So looking forward to an exciting year next year after we finish off this great year. Also, shout out to the YouTube members. Everybody who's not afraid to rove. Evidently, I'm not afraid because I've been doing it like crazy. And then the ever-changing board. Looks like that Kilo 4 Lima India still holding on there. RFing around. He's trying to close in, let me tell you. He's doing a good job, too. What is up, Dan?
Man, it's warmer here than it is there, for sure. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Got It Right Again, Shenanigans. It is Sunday. Toby, our net coordinator for the Poda Hunters net. Appreciate you being here. Let's see who else we got. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. He is the multi-contact champion of the world. Good to see you. Larry Bingham is in the house. Kelly KI4JAV and Terry had to flex. He's on his third trimester, guys. So thank you very much. Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey, excuse me, swallowed down the wrong pipe. November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo is in the house and still in the challenge. Everybody thank Michael, KE4EST, for the awesome intro music. And the other Dan, in November 8, Tango India, November, good to see you. KO4FSZ Antennas. There's Terry again, Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. He wants to make sure that he's in the chat. That is for sure. KO4FSZ, send out a flex. Don't forget to lick the like button. Thanks for the 13 month membership. That is awesome. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time, flexing on 9 months. Let's go. Everybody seems to like the intro music, which is really cool. Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray. Ronnie is in the house. Victor Echo 3 X-Ray November Sierra, the truffle butter, is in the house. Good to see you. And Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar on his regular account. We cannot call him Georgia Parks and Propagation. Ron Chris today. He's on his other account. But happy Sunday Shenanigans to everybody. How's it going up there in the wild north?
Hey, it's going great. It's going great, man. I'm trying to figure out how to do something here, but it's going great. Lots of new parks to me, and I don't know if they're new parks to a lot of the hunters, but they're definitely new parks to me, and I'm having a great time. It's a little colder than it's not bad at all, but it's a little colder than the activations that I had been doing lately. The wind's the big thing, the big problem, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Colt
slow
45.
day
Jerry,
today.
good to see you.
Slow day today. We only did the 1-2 for today because we got a lot of. James had to mess with the camper and stuff like that and get things ready for our upcoming trip because this week is not going to be slow. That's for sure.
That is true. Let me find, and I will drop the link in the chat if you are into doing the Canadian challenge that James is doing. Link dropping in the chat right there. You can see your current standings, also Rove plans that they have plans. The parks are going to hit, when they're going to hit them, or when they plan to hit them anyway. And the parks they've already hit, and a lot of other cool stuff. So check out the link I just dropped in the chat.
Absolutely. You never know what you're going to see up here in Canada. I mean, some people are crazy and they would go to any means necessary to make a 2-meter contact. So,
There you go.
have crane, have 2-meter, we'll travel. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, as long as you get, as long as it's in the log, that's all that matters.
That's right. Not too many people has a crane over the false 2-meter contact. And I'll tell you another contact that a lot of people don't have, and it's also a 2-meter contact. I got my first ever cross mode 2-meter contact. I got
Nice.
CW on 2 while at a park. So
that is nice. That is nice. Pete Knapp,
couple
welcome,
unique
buddy.
2-meters.
Yeah. Let's see. Brent wants to know what's the daytime temperature been like up there. Imagine fairly comfortable. Probably 60s.
The daytime's been really, really nice. In the 60s. It's just in the evening, the wind kicks up really bad, and the second it gets, when I'm out doing late shifts, I have gloves on, and I'm not even doing CW. I'm doing sideband, so it gets cold in the evening.
I have not. Now I'm not 100% on the parks hunted. I'm up in the 90s, but I have not heard you touch a paddle since you've been there.
Well, here was the problem with that, which got remedied today. Problem is remedied today. Tomorrow you will hear me on CW. I'm used to my DX10, and I didn't think I have extras, but I didn't think I brought the cable with the big end for the CW because I'm used to the DX10. I have hunted some CW here because James has a DX10 in his home station, but I haven't got to activate none because I didn't. But Tom brought me a cord today, so tomorrow there will be some CW done.
You said you hunted CW?
Yes, I hunted CW.
Wow.
Sure did.
That's
matter of fact. After doing a 10-park rove here in the land of the moose, normally 10-park rove, people's like, oh, you're probably time to go to bed. Well, we were back here at the house at like 3:30, and James said he was going to take a nap, and evidently naps mean different things in Canada because when he takes a nap, he takes a nap. But just giving him some crap. But anyway, I was bored and I came down here to the office and I did some work. I was like, you know what? Let's hunt some POTA. And I got over there on his station and I hunted quite a bit. And quite a bit of noise. I didn't get a hunt a lot of people, but I actually got to hunt Golf Alpha Reese Cup. And it's funny because he heard me and he said, "Did I hear Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zoo in November?" And I said, "You heard Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zoo in November."
We tried to get
Got
him. We tried to get him yesterday in the middle of our rove. We were in between parks, driving to the next park, and saw him spotted. And he was really low on the noise, and so I kid you not. They have barrels on the side of the road because they're still doing a lot of storm debris cleanup and stuff like that. But there was enough room. I got off the road, weaved between these barrels into like a lane that wasn't being used, stopped the truck, turned it off to get rid of the little, the engine noise that I had on the radio. And I tried to hunt them for like 5 minutes sitting there on the side of the road, but I never could get them, but I tried.
That's right. I got Miss Toby and associate last night. I actually tried to get Dan and Juicy Manly Meatloaf, but they were right there in that point where I could hear them talking, but I couldn't really hear what they were saying. Yeah. And I could have been a Kilo 8 a lid, and just threw out my call sign, and they would have called me back. But it wouldn't have been a good contact because I wouldn't really have heard them say Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zoo November. I just so I chose not to call and do it. But
we hit a lot of rare ones. We hit a lot of rare parks that haven't been activated very much, and we're going to be hitting them a lot more. So don't think that was your only chance if you did miss me at those rare parks. So we might even pick a couple of these really rare ones down there that almost never get activated and just spend a couple hours, just rack up the contacts and maybe do like a little 5-park rove, get 150, 200 at each park. So all these parks are within maybe a 5 or 6 mile radius of each other. So it's not really hard to do.
Good deal, man. So how many parks did you go to that was kind of really messed up from the hurricane?
Not many, but one of them was closed. I couldn't get to one of the ones on the list because of river flooding and trees down. They had it closed. My home park, the last one we hit for the day, we came back up into Georgia and hit Grand Bay, or as everybody else knows it, the A10 park, where the A10s will fly over and buzz you. That park was not supposed to be open. We found out by a park ranger who interrupted our activation about 30 minutes until late shift. He drove back there and said, technically the park's not open, so we can't have you guys in here. And I said, well, give me like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not going to bother anybody. Let me button up, who we got. And sat there and talked to him for a little while. And they're working on getting some signage up to keep people from going back in there. But Grand Bay, just outside of Austin, my home park, US 3751, it doesn't look the same. It does not look like the same park. There are trees down everywhere. It looks like a totally different place. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. So we got kicked out of that park, and whatever.
So thank you very much for the super chat. And yeah, Terry hunted us a few times a day. Couple times on the same band, but it was quite funny because Terry, congratulations to Terry. He just got his award for hunting James VE3JLN 600 times. And I was reading the award and it said non-duplicate hunts. And I was sitting there thinking, man, if you could add your duplicate hunts, Terry, you'd be up there around 1,200 now.
That's right.
Hey, thank you very much for the
Victor.
Right. Thank you very much for the super chat.
He's paying his taxes. He's on 7044 for UCW people. Go hunt him and make sure you send in Morse code. Shenanigans says hi.
It's funny because of course he's hunting while I'm on stream right now, and I'd love to hunt him because I'm trying to practice a little bit
Hey,
sending
man. PP.
my Victor Alpha 3. It's funny because it's really really easy to send, but
PP
you got to remember to send it.
It is. Yeah. So PP asked me why I didn't hunt him. I hunt you when I can hear you, brother. We did an 8-park rove yesterday, and you didn't hunt me at all. I'm sad.
Yeah, it actually is easier to hear PP up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit easier for me to get him from up here.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and hit that little rove again, and like I said, we can probably do 5 parks and spend a decent amount of time at each one of those parks. Rack up a couple hundred contacts at each park and move on, because those are fairly rare parks. Most of them have less than 12 activations. Some of them only like 3 or 4. So I imagine a lot of people need those parks.
Speaking of Juicy Manly Meatloaf, she's doing a really good job as a new hunter because she's being a really professional hunter. Let me tell you, I was really impressed when she was hunting us on the Rove yesterday. Getting through the pile up, not wasting any time, and getting out. I mean, it was really, really, really a great thing. So she's doing a real good job.
And we're doing the activations with her too. So we're kind of doing like me and you do activations. When I have the mic, I'll call QRZ. I'll take the call sign and then pass it to you for the second op. And then when you have the mic, you call QRZ, take the call sign. That's giving her, 50% running the mic instead of doing it all. And she's doing great. I think she's doing fantastic. So.
Look at all these people coming in the chat bragging about me hunting. You guys are ruining my YouTube ratings are going down by the second. Y'all they're gonna think I'm a hunter, y'all.
You might have to open up a second YouTube channel just for your Canadian adventures.
Everybody's like, I like that Victor Alpha guy. He hunts.
Yeah. You're going to be so used to saying that, and I'm going to laugh when it happens because you know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen, and everybody else knows it's going to happen. When you get back to Chief Logan, you're going to say, "This is Victor Alpha." No, Kilo Echo.
It may, but believe it or not, it's happened very, very little. One time I've called myself Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, and that's when I was saying is this frequency in use.
Yep.
And another time I went, this is Key Victor Alpha 3. So
speaking of go ahead.
Also, one time I called my park US instead of Charlie Alpha too.
That's true. Speaking of, is this frequency in use? these QSO parties, man, they don't ask. Some of them just don't ask.
No,
we were doing an activation. Well, we were about to button up anyway, so it didn't really tick me off. We were about to move to the next park. And I said, is there anybody else for 20? Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, QRZ. CQPA QSO parties? What the?
Yeah, we had that. We had that this morning, and luckily, James was monitoring the mic because we were starting. We just took the frequency, and then he just came in there. And James told him really quick, the frequency's in use, and then he hit the button.
Yeah.
So. And
speaking of contest, little tidbit, we'll break the news here. In our Discord, let me drop the link in our Discord, for our Discord in the chat rather, because if you're not a member of our Discord, why not? There's a new channel under news and info called Contest Calendar. That's updated twice daily with the data from the Whiskey Alpha 7 and Bravo November Mike contestcalendar.com. So if you're curious what contests are going on, you can go there and see the contest name, when it starts, when it ends. Click on the contest, get all the information you want about it right in our Discord. PP with the
good deal.
$10.
That's right. Thank you very much. And basically, if you're not in Discord, which is free, absolutely free, you cheated yourself, because I can tell you there's been at least 30 activations in the last week that was only spotted there.
My entire 8-park rove was Discord only, except the very last park that we wanted to stay at for a while, but got kicked out. So,
well, that's like us yesterday. We did 10 yesterday. 9 of them was spotted on Discord, and the last one we parked. We did on POTA. The other day we did 20 parks, and maybe 2 of them went on POTA. Maybe. So good deal. I see the great Canadian vlogger in the chat. So I'm going to throw this out there. Victor Echo 3 X-ray. I thought I seen him. Yeah, I see him in there. Victor Echo 3 X-ray November Sierra is a much more efficient vlogger than Victor Echo 3 Juliet Lima November, because even though he may not know all the roses, he is smart enough to make him a copy note, and he'll just copy and paste and go on, because he's using Polo. And in Polo, you can put all the activators in one log and just go, because it'll just populate them. But
I thought that was pretty cool, because I used Polo for my rove, and one of my stops was a twofer. So I selected both parks, and when I set export log, it went bloop bloop, and there's 2 ATIFs right there. I'm like, man, cool.
Yep. Polo has got some really great features. Like, it's hands down way better than Hammer's ever thought about being.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. And it updates the park list. It'll actually let you know, hey, there's a park list update. Do you want to upload and download it now? Do you want to upload it and download it? Do you want to update and download it now? And you'll download the fresh park list from POTA with the most recent park data. So your park information is always up to date. So that's really cool.
Now, I'm an N3 FGP guy, but I do use Polo on and off. If they made it to where it would work on Windows, then we might be having a discussion, because it's doing a really good job. And I'll tell you, Browns went through a lot of logs. This any of the rows, if you hear us saying all 4, Brian's the guy that's doing all the logging. So we switch off between me and James on the microphone sometimes, but Brian gets stuck doing all the logging. Tom's the antenna boy.
How many times did he have to say, okay, wait a minute, who's the 5th rose?
No. James would just be like, if I'm running a mic, I'm like, all right, I got all 7 of you. And he just goes, no, stop now. And I'm like, all right, guys, I got a Canadian vlogger here. I gotta straighten him out here. And
see, it's weird because I don't do that. So when they call me and say all 7, I'll say okay, and I'll log like Whiskey at Echo Romeo. I'll say QRZ. If somebody else calls, I'll say Victor Alpha 3 Papa Zulu November. I'll go ahead and put you in the log. Then I'll put in another rose, call QRZ. And I'll just put them in as I just fill in between calls.
That's how I do it. That's how I do it. And like I said, Brian does it smart with if you know they're going to hunt you, and you have that note there, he just copies it right and shoots it right into Polo, and it's gone. All of them's gone, but for N3 FGP, that's how I do it. I just normally I hear the call, so I'll hear Whiskey at Echo Romeo, and I'm putting her in, and as I'm calling her back, I'm already typing in November 8, because I know at least one more is going to be there, and then she'll tell me a number. She'll tell me 7, 6, or 5, and then I logged that second person, and then I say QRZ, and I do just like you. I'll work the next call, maybe even 2 calls, and then while I'm talking to them, I'm putting in more. So that's how I do it.
Yep. Fox Sierra Zulu is going to eat dinner. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Hope you enjoy your dinner. Come on back now, you hear? But yeah, just driving around down there in North Florida today, the remnants and still the devastation that's still around is from all the trees down and everything else. It's still very apparent that it's going to take a long time to people to get back on their feet. There's so many blue tarps on roofs that I lost count. It's crazy.
Thanks for another tax super chat. QSYing to 14 whatever he says, Dan.
14047, and he said PP won't activate CW with a frowny face.
Yeah, that's, you know, he's just full of disappointments there lately, Stephen. It's, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Happy Canadian
he was
Turkey
supposed
Day.
to come up. Brian, that's technically tomorrow, correct? Is it today or tomorrow? I'm not even sure.
It's almost tomorrow in UTC time. About an hour and a half. No, yeah, hour and a half.
But yeah, happy Turkey Day to everybody up here in the land of my wannabes. Evidently, I've actually got it on video. Somebody said 5'9" to the wannabe Canadian. So that'll be this. Yeah, that's what I thought it was tomorrow. But yeah, we'll actually be traveling tomorrow, heading to destination of the land of the Rove is what we'll call it. Tomorrow morning we leave out and we're heading out. That would be west. I have to think where am I at? We're heading out west and we're going over there and we're doing a camping trip. And Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we'll be doing 20, and 25 parks.
There you go.
So guess what? You might want to go back up there where Dan put that Discord link and join it, because that is 65 activations, and I'm going to guess that maybe 3 of them will be spotted on boat. And that'll be the last one, which will be the park that we're camping in, because every day we'll be doing the park that we're camping in.
Absolutely.
And that will also be the park that I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Brent, for the $4.99 super chat. He said this is on behalf of the work Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar and Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo Bravo are doing to help people recover from the storms. Both of those people are going above and beyond to help people in their areas. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks very much for the super chat. And you could have put that in there without a super chat. We'll give them a shout out because they are doing a great job. And I have been noticing a lot of people from Florida. My good hand buddy is Mark safe from the hurricane, so that's a good thing. I seen Bill Brown's safe and good. I seen Mike from over in Jacksonville, which I didn't expect it to hit Jacksonville, but he was marked safe. So always great to hear. My mom and sister, they're safe. Luckily, they kind of got lucky because that it shifted a little bit toward the very end, and it didn't hit the exact path that it was supposed to. So although they still got quite a bit, but they were sort of on the side path instead of the direct hit path. Yeah. So yeah, they got pretty lucky.
Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra X-Ray Hotel, William up in North Carolina has his antenna. It was delivered. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. If anyone in the area is able to help him get it set up, please reach out to Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu or Brent Bravo Delta Whiskey. So might need some help getting that in the air so he can get back on the air and get some type of normalcy back. So
by the way, I seen Tom. I seen Tom in the chat. Tom was the one responsible for sending that 2 meter CW, and so this is how a typical ham brain works. Okay, we were getting down, we were getting done at the park, and we were wrapping up, and James started the truck, and he gets in the truck, and he threw out his call sign and said mobile or something like that. And I think maybe it might have been Brian. I'm not sure. Somebody hunted us really quick, and then Tom threw out CW, and I'm not even listening because I'm automatically thinking that's a repeater identifying. And James said, "Oh, somebody's messing with us," and I sat there thinking, "No, it's just a repeater." And then it dawned on me, wait, we're on 5-2, and he threw out his call again. I was like, oh, Victor Echo 3 Tango to our radio 5-9. And that was a weird crossband because he sent his call in CW, and then after I come back to him, he gets on there and talks to the rest of it.
You got at least all right. So you got at least 2 crossbands this trip so far. That's awesome. Yeah,
I've got 4 total so far. Two one day and 2 the next. I got you and Jamie, and I got Steven and then Tom on 2 meter.
Yep. So. That was when 40 was really, really rough, if I recall. Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is when you sent yourself and Jamie, but then she called back with herself. So, but I did hear you. You sent her and you. I did catch that.
Yeah, I said William could really use the help. Yeah, William can really use help get that antenna up back. He said he's so bored and frustrated. A lot of this thing, it's not only being displaced from your home. It's not only being without power, without water, without even without a hot meal. It's more the change of the routine. A lot of people, if their routine gets messed with, it's devastating. And this what's happening in North Carolina and the areas around in there, it's definitely a big change in people's day-to-day routines, and throws people out of whack, that's for sure. So
Brian said James Vinden don't listen to repeaters. Okay, so good to know. I'll know whether if it comes over to radio, it's definitely not a repeater identifying. So, but yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. So
I would have too if I hear CW on 2 meters, and then it probably would have. I mean, I listen to it just in passing. It goes in one ear out the other because I assume it's a repeater. But if I don't hear that /R on the end of it, I'll kind of be like, wait a minute, that might not have been a repeater.
Yeah. So it's been getting me thinking. I was like, I might have to try this sometime.
Well, I tried. I mean, I picked up the handheld and laid in the lazy boy and tried to hit y'all on 5.2 simplex, but I don't know why you didn't hear me. So I tried.
You know, I don't. You might want to.
I understand if you didn't want to take my call.
Make sure your antenna was pointing in the right direction. You may have just had to tilt it just a little bit off angle. Yeah. We should have got you from Georgia to up here.
I don't see why not. Yeah. I mean, what I think happened is you heard me fine. You just didn't want to. You just like, oh, we already got him in the log.
Yeah, we already got him. He's already got this part. So you're missing what, 1 park up here so far?
Yeah, that was the one you snuck in. Yeah, when I thought y'all were done.
Yeah, it was the one when we thought we were done. Well, I mean, we were done, and then we technically was like, oh wait, if we do one more, this is a 20.
Yeah.
Stephen paying the taxes to go QRT too. So appreciate you, Stephen.
So he's QRT, and he says PP now needs a spot on CW.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. PP man, if you go get on CW, I'll even walk over there and turn the radio on while I'm streaming and see if I can hear you.
For sure.
Because I'm that kind of dude. this stream anyway. Next stream I couldn't do that because by the way, guys, following this stream, we always tell you it's either Frank or Charlie. It will be Frank tonight, but I hear he's got a really cool partial Canadian guest, I guess. So you might want to check that out.
Look at this.
They'll be talking about Support Your Parks weekend.
We have a radio question on Shenanigans. Everybody hold the phone. This is very important. KY4AX says when he goes to England, he's going to try to get a 4-meter contact. That'd be really cool. Go ahead and get that in the log. 4 meters, I believe, is, what is that, 70 megahertz? Let's see, 53.6, yeah, 70-ish, I would think. Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
that would be a cool contact to have in your log. Matter of fact, I do have a 4-meter contact in my statistics. Mislogged. It's not supposed to be there, but
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So we're all is allowed to do 4 meter.
That I don't know. I would assume across the pond.
Well, I figured that, but I was just wondering how many places is allowed to do it.
Well, let me open up my friend here who knows all the answers. 4-meter ham band countries. All right, let's see. Operation. All right, where is 4 meters allowed? Let me scroll down. This is a long list. So I'm going to say most of Europe. You got like Belgium,
Most
Croatia, Czech, Germany, Ireland, Israel, Latvia, Lithuania, Norway. So yeah, basically Europe, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, Switzerland. So yeah, South Africa. So Somalia over there.
Speaking of all that DX, I'll tell you what, we tore up some DX today on 10 and 12 meters. I got a whole lot of DX. We thought we had a really cool park to park, but he was for a fauna at the park. So yeah, he said park to park, but then he ended up being for a fauna. So
you should have asked him what his POTA reference number was, because that park probably had one.
It may have, and he gave us a number, and I think James was going to check on it and see. So
it wouldn't have matched up anyway unless he logged it to POTA. But hey, it's a contact.
Yeah, unless he logged it to POTA. But we got quite a bit of DX. We had a little DX pileup going there for a little bit.
You tore up France on 10 meters. I heard them calling you. I heard a whole bunch of people calling you.
Yeah, we did fairly well. I think you got us on 10 is where you got us, right?
No, it was either 12 or 15. I can't remember.
Okay, you got us on 12. So Terry got us on 10. So we had Terry on 10, you on 12, and mostly the rest of them were DX. There was a few more from the States, but most of them were DX. Good evening, Mike. Good to see you.
Yeah, buddy. Hey,
yeah, Josh got us on 12 too. Josh was really, really light, but he got us. He was actually maybe the first or second call on 12.
Yeah, and I learned today about the higher bands and running a lot of power. I got really bad RFI on the upper bands here that I thought my heart sunk, guys. I mean, I felt it was bad. All right, so the higher in frequency I go, the more RFI I have, and I think it interferes with something USB related, or I don't know, but it's bad to the point where the display on my 101D went out, stopped working, period, kaput. I was like, oh crap. So I turned it off and I turned it back on, and everything lit up, but still no display. I'm like, oh, really crap. But I heard, when you plug in a USB device, it gives that boom, boom, boom. It was doing that over and over and over and over again. I'm like, okay. So I unplugged the USB from the back, Turn the radio off, turn it back on. Still no display on the 101D. At this point, it's like I'm sweating, right? I'm like, oh man, I done messed up my new radio. I unplugged the power from the back of it. Let it sit for a while, I guess, to drain capacitors or whatever kind of internal residual voltage it may have had. Just give it a fresh, clean kick in the butt. Plug the connector back in after leaving it unplugged for a minute or so. Closed my eyes and hit the power button on the front, and I had a display and everything was working back fine. So I said, okay, let's see if we can replicate this because I'm a glutton for punishment. I want to know what happened. So I did it again on 12 meters. I was running about 400 watts, 500 watts, and the display shut off. I'm like, okay. And then the beep boop for the USB kept going on and off again. All right, cool. So I unplugged the USB, unplugged the power, waited a minute, plugged the power back in, plugged the USB back in, turned it on, and my display came back on. So, yeah, I got a Palomar RF kit, Brian, for my 7610. So I might just pull some of those parts off of there and start wrapping stuff on this. But yeah, the higher in frequency I go, the worse it is. So for a minute there, I thought I'd done busted my brand new radio, and I was not a happy camper. But
I wouldn't have been a happy camper because, you got to trade that thing back in and get the impede, but before you send it to me, because I don't want this today. I got a couple things in there. Otata doing a little bit of 60 meter action, Josh said. So if you guys want some 60 meters, go get him. Mike would like me to verify that all participants that are in the PZN Challenge are still in. Yes, sir. All 5 people. Kilo 4 Lima, India. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. November 4 Charlie Whiskey Bravo and yourself, Mike. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra Foxtrot Bravo. And Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. And Kilo 8 Golf Quebec are still in the PZN Challenge.
Is Kilo 8 Golf Quebec still in the challenge?
Yeah, he's in there 3 times. He's in there 3 times because he makes sure and hunts me at least 3 times on them bands.
When you do the little word thing,
everybody said I've made him sweat a little bit up here, because if Tom don't come over and get me or something, I have to wait for James to get off work. So most people that are in the PZN Challenge, if they don't have me by noon or 1, they're starting to get a little clammy, he don't get off till 5.
I may have egged on a little bit of that sweat and palpitations today because out of the gate y'all spotted on 10 meters, and then you went to 12. So I posted, they're gonna hit 15 and 17 and next. You just like making them sweat.
Yeah, I enjoyed the 10 and 12 meters, but I wanted to make sure and get them in. That's for sure. But
you don't get that kind of action for DX in West Virginia,
Well, I don't really try 10 meters and 12 meters that often either.
Yeah, so, and now is the time of year.
I do from time.
Do it. Yeah.
I do from time to time try to hit 12 meters though. So, it does happen for me on 10. Normally when I go to 10, I will get some DX, but no, not like that. I do when I'm in Florida. I do really good on 10 meters. So that particular park, I'm pretty sure I'm going to check the stats on it. I'm pretty sure I might just need 1 band to have N1C seated already.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure.
And that's probably going to be.
I might need a couple more, but
that's that. I mean, if I had to guess, that's going to be 6 meters. Would help you out probably. Or do you have a 6 meter?
No, it's easy. I got 30 meters left, and now I can do CW.
Hey,
since I got a cable. So. Although for some odd reason I'm showing 2 CW contacts that I gotta fix somehow. Get James to fix them. Pull them out and re-put them in because they were sideband.
I wonder if the cross modes got logged to CW for some reason.
I don't know. I have no idea. Let me see if I have this link here. I think I do.
Josh says, I wish I would have shipped my Eagle One up there. No, James of the North has an Eagle One. And while you're up
he
there,
does. He does.
while you're up,
He does.
while you're
And
up there, fix it.
it's already getting looked at this weekend. But I'm pretty sure I already figured out the problem today.
Yeah, he was supposed to
And
bring it
that
down
was
here
just
and let me look at it.
That was just driving down the road talking to him. I think I figured out the problem.
Did he forget to plug the coax in?
No. But I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. We'll see.
Brian has an Eagle One that works.
Yeah.
Now you have
we
two.
don't have problems.
Hey,
we don't have problems getting out when they have the wire up, or when I throw my wire up.
Now you have.
We don't have
Eagle
problems
ones.
getting. We don't have problems getting activated on the ham sticks, but we have problems getting everybody on the ham sticks. So.
Our net control operator for the Canadian Ham Rove net would like to know, Alpha, are you activating any tomorrow while traveling?
We will get to the park. We are staying at 1:30, 2 o'clock ish, I think. So shortly after that, I will be activating that park, Toby.
On an Eagle One?
No, but definitely. Well, maybe I may throw his up and show him it works.
Brian, bring your Eagle One, Brian. Brian, please bring Brian. Bring both of them. Bring yours and James's, and set them up. You can have one like a parasitic 2-element beam. How about that?
Maybe we could get 2 more people to bring Eagle Ones out too, and we could do an Eagle One cubicle quad.
There you go.
But yeah,
I'll
be activating. I'll be activating that park. I don't know if we'll activate it as a group or if we'll just activate it as individuals or what, because we'll be there all evening and stuff like that. I figure during the day we'll probably do like separate activations when we want, and maybe that evening everybody do a late shift. Maybe it depends on how James needs it for the rows, but definitely that park will be activated tomorrow. That'll be my park for today. So, and the good news is the PZN people does happen to miss me while I'm activated. I'm going to be sitting there. They could actually message me. Now, getting me to look at my phone and see the message, that's a different problem. But
enough of the radio talk. It's just shenanigans. Have you tried any new food while you were up there? Brent wants to know.
Well, I tell you, I told you about the Aero candy bar. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. And the lack of Dr. Pepper.
The what?
The lack of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, well, that's only at restaurants. I'm not lacking Dr. Pepper here. James has me definitely supplied right here. Oh, look, that disappears in the. Looky there. Ooh.
So no poutine yet.
No, still not yet. It's coming. Trust me, I'm not avoiding it. It's just not happened yet.
Maybe you should have a side of poutine with your Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow.
You know what? I'll tell you what I am lacking here. I'll tell you what I'm lacking.
An Eagle One.
This will go back to LBI's question last Sunday. What I don't like about Canada: paper straws. They don't use plastic straws here. They use paper straws. First straw I ever tried to open in Canada, I sat there for like 10 minutes, kept trying to open it, and then I realized, oh, I guess this is the straw.
Better for the environment.
They don't use. Yeah, well, it's.
Hey,
Say you're one of those people who gets a big drink at a McDonald's, and you're going to drink on it for a while. And maybe even you got another drink in the car and you're going to pour it in there on top of the ice and, make it really last. Kind of like what I do on the roves. Well, you have to get multiple straws because they get soggy.
That's the first time I've
So
ever heard anybody complain about a straw getting soggy. That is great.
So yeah, I do have paper straws to bring back to the States if anybody would like one.
Brian
may even do a
Brian brings up a good point. Was the cup itself plastic?
I think it was.
Yeah. So why use a paper straw? Kind of defeats the purpose of the whole biodegradability. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't paper. But yeah. Their straws are junk. Yeah. It did. It threw me for a loop that first when I started the open up. It was junk.
Biodegradability. There you go.
Well, we are about 8 minutes toward the top of the hour. Am I correct? Yeah.
We are
toward the top of the hour.
You need to jet
and
you need to do mic check.
I actually have to go over and get ready for my next stream. Dan's going to close this out. He may close it early or he may keep y'all up to the hour. But Dan, make sure and drop the link for everybody to the stream I'm going on. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys over there. And everybody, thanks for the super chats, and y'all have a great evening.
Well, before you leave, drop the link you're going on into the private chat so I'll know.
Let me see if I can grab it real quick.
Hey, Dan, drop this link that you don't have.
I thought I had told you to grab it already. So.
No, I didn't. So yeah, we need to get him for the poutine. That's for sure. Moosehead beer is good. Yeah. What is the other beer up there, Brian? Is Alpine any good? There it is. He dropped the link for you. That's the stream he's going to next. He has to go over there and do a sound check and a mic check. And
I'll catch y'all over there, and you guys have a great evening. If not, 73. Later, Dan.
Have fun. All right, we're going to take over his YouTube channel now. I wonder how many subscribers we can gain. We're not going to lose any. All right, so Alpine's okay. Okay. The last time I was up there in New Brunswick area, I had Alpine. And it was a Land Shark's kind of a, I mean, you can get Land Shark here. Stella, you can get here. Alpine, you can't get here. So that's why I was curious about that. So, I'm going to drop the link to the PZN Rove planner again, in case you missed it earlier in the chat. And you can keep, if you're doing the Triple C, the Canada Chaser Challenge, you can keep track of your progress there. On the front pages of the parks that he's already activated and the Rove plans and schedules that they have coming up. Tomorrow's going to be a travel day for them. But day after tomorrow, you can see they have a, what are you doing? 20 parks, 25 parks day after tomorrow on the 15th, Brian. And keep up with them over there at pzn.rfingaround.com. Other than that, anybody else have anything that we want to make fun of about James while he's not here? Now's your chance, because I don't think he's going to watch his own team replay. So kind of just us. Yes, the Mothman bourbon. You did find that, Eddie. I saw this. And you said it was made not in West Virginia, but it did have a reference to the West Virginia Mothman, if I remember correctly. Thought that would have been pretty cool to do. Okay, they're going to do 220s and a 25. And the bourbon was made in Mississippi. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up if we don't want to talk about James behind his back here, because, like I said, he's not going to watch his own restream, or he might just be curious of what I did. Tell James to come back home, yeah, or or do something. I can hear him better when he's down here. But go check him out. He's on Frank's channel here in about 5 minutes. They're going to be starting up on his other live stream. So go check out James over there, and hopefully everybody has a great week coming up. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you can be notified the next time James puts out a video or a live stream. And thank you all for joining. Craig 73 and 73 to everybody else. Have a great upcoming week, guys.